It's Wisdom Wednesday with growth coach Gina Grebinger and production leader Robert Filial from the Moore Mortgage Group, powered by Annie Mac Home Mortgage. Happy Wednesday.
Hump day.
Your favorite.
Yes.
So, Robert, let's talk a little bit about work-life balance. What does that look like? What are some ways that we can get some work-life balance in our lives?
Awesome question. So super important in this business. Listen, this industry, this business, your clients, your referral partners, they will take as much of your time as you allow them to take. It will devastate your work-life balance if you don't set boundaries, right? So I think out of the gate, as you're trying to establish work-life balance, that's probably the biggest piece, the most important piece is set clear boundaries. You know, what time is your day going to start? What time is your day going to end? Are you going to work weekends? Are you, where are those boundaries? What do they look like? Hand in hand with that and setting boundaries comes with space blocking your day and time management. That's a whole nother topic of discussion, but that's part of it, right? That's important. And then when you set the boundaries, you have to stick to them, right? You have to make a conscious decision that when you set this boundary, it may mean that you don't win every deal. You don't have every deal, right? There are opportunities that come in on the weekends for our team that we don't win because we don't work on the weekends. Are they really opportunities? In my experience, mostly not, because what happens is they have some lender somewhere who's not working on the weekend and they see something that they want to make an offer on and can't get a letter. So they use us and then Monday morning double back to their lender. And so that's a boundary for us. So you have to set clear boundaries. The next part, I think, to having successful work-life balance is delegation, right? As you are an originator and you're growing and you're building your business, you are not going to be able to do it all. And if you try to keep it all on your plate, your work-life balance is going to suffer. So you got to start building a team. You got to go through, we use an exercise called the Acts of Freedom. You got to go through the Acts of Freedom and identify which activities don't need to stay on your plate and delegate those to someone else to take those activities and run with them. So set clear boundaries, delegate. The other piece of it is you have to be comfortable with things getting a little bit messy. And this is where most originators kind of go, ooh, I'm not doing that, right? You have to break a few eggs to make a cake, right? And as you're building a team, as you're setting work-life balance boundaries, as you're delegating, that's going to happen, right? You're going to break a few eggs. You're going to have a few deals that maybe you don't win. There's an agent that you're working with now that may choose not to work with you any longer. And at the end of the day, you have to decide, where you want to draw that line and what you'll allow and what you won't and things of that nature. I remember when I was establishing my team, we were setting up a team phone number and a team email and team text and all this, right? That's part of that delegation. So it doesn't always have to be me answering everything. And I can remember clear as day as I'm having conversations with agents and explaining that we're doing this, why we're doing this. The number one complaint that I had is, hey, Robert, we love you. You're great. You're really hard to get a hold of a lot of times. Okay, well, I'm going to build a team. And now you have unfettered access and you go to the front of the line. Like when you have a question, my team's going to answer. They're going to be there. They can answer 90% of what I can. If it's that 10%, they're going to come find me. I remember clear as day, there were 3 agents who said, well, we don't like that. We don't want to do that. If we can't work with you, we may not choose to send you business any longer. And, I had defined my boundaries and that conversation was, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I hope that you will change your mind, but moving forward, this is the way that we're going to operate. And if that's not a fit for how you want to operate your business, I understand. It's been great working with you. If that changes in the future, I'd love to work with you again, right? And that stung, that hurt, right? But pick your head up 10, 12 months down the road and our business had doubled. And I had better work-life balance. My wife and kids were much happier, right? Oh, and coincidentally, 2 of those 3 agents came back and started working with us again. Nice. And the one that didn't, we honestly really didn't want back. So it's a win-win, right? I think that's the key. But as it starts getting messy, because it will, so many of those jump back in and go back to what they know and what's comfortable and abandon this process. It's like that picture, right, of there's two people in a mine and they're digging for gold, and one guy's like a foot away and he quits, and the other guy just keeps going a little bit longer and he hits the gold, right? Same thing when you're building your team, when you're working on work-life balance, when you're delegating, when you're doing all of these things. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. Persevere, push through it, keep going. It's worth it in the end.
I love that. Delegation is very hard. I feel like
Yes.
you're talking to me.
Yes. It is. It's hard to let go, right? Because most originators are, if we talk about a disc, they're 99D, 99I, like they're the drivers, they take charge, they get stuff done, and that's hard to let go of.
Yeah.
It's the only way you're going to scale, and it's the only way you can have true work-life balance.
Yeah, love it. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.